Hello, lovely. Let's give LinkedIn a second to catch up with us. Okay, so one of the things that people come to me, I've heard from several of the clients that I speak with, and one of the reasons that they come to me is because it's this certain point in their life, it's sort of they tend to be around 40 or 50. They realize that the job that they're doing, that they've worked so hard for, that they've been striving for and looking for promotions and all of that, really ultimately just makes other people rich. Of course, they get paid well, they get all sorts of kudos, but in the end, everything they do is designed to make other people rich. And maybe you're finding yourself in that position because, to be fair, most of the jobs that we do, that is the ultimate aim, is to make the owner of the company rich or the shareholders. And for some people, and maybe this is you, it's starting to grate on you and you're starting to wonder what it's all about. Now that things maybe have calmed down a bit, because as kids have got older, perhaps have gone off to university, and you're finding yourself wondering what life is all about. It's pretty common. Many of us go through it. And I guess what I'd like to say to you is this doesn't have to be the end of your journey. The end of your journey does not have to still be about making other people rich. And maybe that's what you want to do, which is great if that's for you. But maybe you've been having these little inklings that in the time that you have left, because that's what happens when we hit 50, we suddenly realize that, if there's some things that we want to do, we might want to start doing it now, right? So you might be feeling that way. But you don't quite know what to do with those feelings because you've been doing the same job for maybe 20 years or the same industry, the same sector, and you're not quite sure how you can change into something else. I mean, who would hire you? We're all hearing about ageism at 50. How will your skills transfer to somewhere else and all this experience you have? And that is where people are generally at when they come to speak to me. And this is why I would like to invite you, if this is how you're feeling, into my Missions Accepted program. It's for people, for women who are at this point where they know they need something more purposeful other than making other people rich for them to be able to get out of bed every morning. And they don't know what it is yet, but they just know there must be something. There must be something that makes it worthwhile for them to get up in the morning and possibly get on a train and go to work, or possibly do something from home, or possibly start some program of their own, or maybe just go into a different field that feels like it's there to help other people in ways other than making them money. And so the whole idea with Missions Accepted is it's women coming together, and we meet once a fortnight, and there's as soon as you join up, there's a whole lot of exercises that you can do to start really trying to figure out what it is that drives you, because it's not obvious in the beginning, right? For most of us. I mean, maybe you have something all ready to go, but for most of us, it takes a bit of a journey, and it does take work. I don't want you to think that it's, you sit down and you do 10 minutes of journaling and it's going to come to you. It isn't like that. But when you do find it, and you feel it inside you. But please don't think you have to know to get started. That is the first part of the journey. And if anything, it's the most enjoyable part because it's when all your options are open to you. And we start with our options really wide. And we gradually start narrowing it down, and then we start experimenting and testing our ideas. And then something will emerge. Something will emerge for you. And you'll feel that excitement. And it's a very different feeling from going to work every day and doing the same thing, where you think, is it possible for me to do this thing? And I'm here to tell you, yes. It's almost always possible. Sometimes that you might not be prepared to make the sacrifices that need to be made for that thing, but in which case we'll find a different version of that thing. That's something that you will find works for you. And not suggesting you leave that job straight away, because, we all need money still coming in, but we will figure out your path out of that job, whether that is to do a different job for a little while, to work as a freelancer or a contractor, while you start working on your own thing, or maybe you're going to just study for a while because whatever you've decided to do requires that, but you can still be going to work. But even that, just knowing you have a plan of where you want to go. Sorry, that's my alarm going off. Knowing you have a plan of where you want to go, that makes life so much better. When you know that you've got something, you've got a mission in your mind, and why not give it a go? What's the alternative? The alternative is to stay there another 10, 15, could be 20 years by the time some of us get to retirement age, continually making somebody else richer. If it's not satisfying you, if it's not giving you what it is that you need to feel like you're having an impact on the world. So the link is for Missions Accepted. If you want to find out a bit more about it, the link is there in the blurb, and have a click, have a look, see if it sounds like something that might interest you. You can always book a call with me. Either send me a DM, or there's a link on that page. Book a call with me. We'll talk it through, and we can see, is this something that's going to be of value to you? Now, right now, it costs £595 to join Missions Accepted. It's an exceptionally cheap price for what it is. It's a lifetime membership. For as long as Missions Accepted exists, you are a member, and you can come along every fortnight for when we have these conversations together and help each other move to the next stage. You have access to all the exercises that will help you get there. And this is it. You can be part of Missions Accepted for the next 20 years, assuming I'm running it for that long, for £595. That will be changing in January. That will be going up considerably, because this year has been a bit of a test to see how it works. But I can't keep doing it at that price. So if you want to get in before the end of the year, I'd say start now, then we can set you up for next year. So next year is a new beginning for you. Maybe it's a good Christmas present for you. So if somebody wants to buy it for you for Christmas, then you can talk to me about that. We'll find a way to do that. Or maybe they just pay for it and we make a nice little card for you to say that you are now a member. But this could be 2025 could be the year that you really set your own path, set your own agenda, and figure out what you can do for the next 20 years, right? Because life is all about change. And if you feel you've come to the end of the road, you've fallen out of love with that job that you've been doing for the last however many years, then try this as a path forward.